What's going on, everyone? How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fantastic. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Playmates Technodrome. This is the reissue, the re-release. I never had one when I was a kid, and have one now. Finally, I'm able to have one, put in my collection, and it'll just be a fun little piece to have. And so I'm excited to open this thing up and check it out. Like I said, I never had the original. I don't have one, so I won't have one to compare it to. But when this is all put together, what we can do is I can throw in other toy lines that I have, other vintage toy lines, and even some newer stuff like newer Super 7 and NECA and stuff like that, just to see how this scales with those. So if you want to put this in your collection and just see how like Super 7 or anything else, how all that works, how they look with it and everything, if you want to have that, you can get an idea of how it'll look in your collection. So we're going to be doing that. I'm also going to be putting the whole thing together so you can see the process of open out of box, the pieces it comes with, how it goes together, so we can do all that. So we're going to be getting into all that. But one thing that I do want to say is you may notice that this intro to this video is a little different than normal. I'm trying something new. I'm going to try and be a little more in front of the camera. I want to do something a little new for my intros to my videos, just to be more in front of the camera instead of my typical intro where it's just a figure on like the turntable and I just do the quick intro. That's it. Trying something new. So let me know how you like it. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this video and let's open this thing up.
Dude Retro Toy Reviews.
All right, here is the box for the Technodrome. Before we open this up, let's go ahead and take a look at it. So here you got this nice artwork right here on the front of the box. You see the Technodrome, you see the turtles, Shredder, you got Bebop right there. Really, really cool artwork. So you got all that action going on back there, shows you everything, all the little things that it does, how the eyeball comes off. You got the jail cell. So you got all that, all the little actions that this thing can do. So you can have fun playing with your Ninja Turtles. So pretty cool, it shows all that. And on this side, shows the same thing. And here is the bottom. And I believe this is the same image on the top of the box as well. So now that we've gone over the box, shown you everything, let's go ahead and open this thing up. And yes, if you do feel like a lot of the accessories that I showed off that it comes with, because it comes with multiple bags of accessories, if this is going to be too much or like a little overwhelming trying to put it all together, it does come with a little manual to show you where everything goes in putting this thing together. So that is super helpful. Because like I said, I never had the original, so I have no idea where things are supposed to go. So I'm definitely going to be using this to make sure everything goes where it's supposed to be. And here is the Technodrome fully put together. I did apply all of the stickers, and just a fair warning, it is a lot easier to apply the stickers before you put it together. I did not do that, so it made it a little bit more difficult, but here is all the stickers put on. My wife helped put these stickers on. She is a little bit better at about applying stuff like this than I am, so... And there's a lot of stickers, a lot of these little oil splatters and stuff, a lot of these little stickers, and all of these ones right here. She applied all of those, so thank you so much to her. There are some things that I do have a nitpick about. It's not too bad, but of course, I'm going to go over everything with you. All of the wheels, they do move and they spin really nice. The eye up here is one of the things I don't like. It's wobbly. It doesn't really stay on there too great at all. You just kind of set it up there and it just sits, but it wobbles. And so a lot of times whenever I'm trying to do anything with this, it does want to fall off. And of course, there's this action feature here too. So you can drop that down, and we're going to open it up so that way you can see what it does. It can be a little frustrating to open. For some reason, it just doesn't like to. So you gotta like work with it a little bit. But there we go. And if you press down on that, it drops the eye and the eye kind of falls. I think it's supposed to roll and jump out. It doesn't. It kind of just rolls and sits. That's really what that does. And then that right there opens up as well. So this is the inside of the Technodrome. And these stickers, this is another thing I want to show off that I just don't like. I'm going to give you a closer look here. So these stickers right here, they are on like these round little cylinder parts, and they don't like to stay. They keep wanting to peel off. It's really annoying. So the stickers are not the greatest quality. They're not that great. Even some of these oil like splatter ones, they have been trying to peel up over time. Some of the stickers are already starting to peel up. Those ones are not. These ones here, I don't seem to have any issues with those. It's just been these little oil slicks. And then those right there, that skull, and the one that says no. Those ones I'm having issues with those wanting to peel up. And with the features of this thing, I already showed you the wheel, how when you pull that down, the eye rolls off. You also have a little trap door. And so that kind of falls, and if you have like a Ninja Turtle up there, they can fall into the little prison down there. If you have a crane, I do not have a vintage crane, but you can set a crane up there. Now this side of the Technodrome, there's a little bit more stuff going on. You have a little area right there, so you can set a figure down in there if you would like. There's sections on the inside of the Technodrome right there, and on that side, if you want to have somebody sitting down in there as well. You have a bed right here that you can set like a Ninja Turtle or somebody, because I think it's supposed to be like a scanning table thing where they're doing like some kind of operation or something like that on the turtles if they capture one of them. At least that's what's in the artwork on the box. So you have all that going on right there. And what's cool is you do get little accessories. So you do have this thing right here. You set it down on this, and if you rotate it, you spin it this way, it kind of winds up, and then you can let it go and it spins. Now what you can do is you can take like a turtle, and they're supposed to like lay down here, and just like that, like they're being captured or something, and you're supposed to be able to wind it up and then let it go, and they're supposed to spin. But this Technodrome is actually slightly smaller than the vintage Technodrome. So these turtles, this is the vintage Michelangelo. This is a soft head. He is a little too big for this Technodrome. So some of the features just don't quite work all that well with Ninja Turtles. Because, like I just showed, he doesn't really spin all the way on that thing. Now, if I have him like sitting up, I could maybe get it to work. Let's see. He might actually just spin up and fly all the way off. So let's spin this. Let's see if just him sitting up. Yeah, he just spins and falls off. Now, you might be able to work this belt around to kind of hold him down a little bit. But yeah, that just shows that these turtles are a little too big for this Technodrome. And over here is another thing that I can show off to show how they are a little too big for this. You set Mikey down in there and he barely fits. Like this little thing that's supposed to be over the table, he's like, his chest is like touching it. So there's really no room in there for this thing to really do much of anything. So the Technodrome is smaller. That is one thing that I've seen online. And yes, I can confirm the Technodrome is smaller. And these Ninja Turtles are a little too big for the Technodrome. They do not quite scale all that well with the with this new re-release of the Technodrome. And for another accessory here, you do have this little table platform. And there's these pegs up here. There's one there and then one on that side. That one right there. Now it's all plugged in and you can have somebody up here. Really cool. And you also have these little handcuffs. So if you want to have somebody hanging, you can do that. So if one of the turtles have been captured, that you can hang the turtles there, which is pretty cool. That is that with the Technodrome and the accessories that you do get along with it. And one thing I do want to show, I didn't show it before, but all of the little guns, and there's a whole bunch of other things on the outside of this as well. All of these do move. All these little guns and stuff like that, they all do move. Now on the box, it shows where these guys here, like Bebop and Rocksteady, they kind of hold on to these, and it doesn't really quite work. I mean, they're just hanging on like that. They don't really get like a grip to hold on as well to like be able to stand up. So I don't know about that. I don't know how that feature really works too well. I mean, I'm not going to be using it anyways, but I just wanted to show because that is on the box art, but they don't really have the ability to do that, to really hold on to these and stand on this platform as well. Now you do have a little door here. Now this thing here opens up just like that, and that goes down into that little jail cell. We did talk about that trapdoor right here. Let's go ahead and put a turtle up here and let's see if that trapdoor actually works, because this Technodrome, like I said, is a little small and these turtles are a little big, so I don't know if it'll even work, honestly. Like, he barely even stands up there. Let's turn that around. Like, he's just too big. But let's drop that door. Oh, and he does fall down, so that does work. So you can drop the turtles down in there, and now he's stuck in there. But he can crawl out just like that. I think I've pretty much gone over everything. And these stickers are still coming up over here. They're coming up again. That's annoying. I don't like that. I really don't like that at all. And I'm not quite sure what these are for. It says ammo alive, so I wonder if this is where you just put like some of your character's accessories. You put those in there. I don't know. Not too sure about that. But this little thing right here does spin and rotate. So if you do have a Krang, then you can set Krang up there. And so yeah, this is the Technodrome. I think this is a really, really cool little playset or vehicle. Or both. It's pretty much a mixture of both, vehicle and playset. It's just a really cool little toy. And for the measurements of the Technodrome, width, it's about 9.5 inches wide. Lengthwise, it's about 14 inches. And I know you can't see it too well at this angle, but it's about 14 inches to the top of the eye. Let's go ahead and show off some of the other Ninja Turtles, and let's see how they actually scale with this Technodrome. So first up, we're going to have a Super 7 Ultimates Michelangelo. He obviously is just really big with this thing. Like, he is way too big for this. I think it looks cool as a backdrop if you want to have these displayed with the Technodrome behind them like this on your shelf. That looks really cool. I do love the way that looks. But if you're using them and trying to put them in the stuff and everything, and they're just not going to fit. They're just not going to work with it. But just as a cool backdrop, this looks sick. And here is your NECA movie Ninja Turtle. Same thing. These are too big. These are even bigger than the Super 7 Ultimates. So he obviously makes no sense with this thing. But I at least wanted to show off what a NECA movie Ninja Turtle would look like with the Technodrome. And if you are curious, here is the Motu Origins Ninja Turtles, like the Motu Ninja Turtles crossover. Here is the Michelangelo. And this looks really cool. I think this looks awesome as a backdrop, but these are a little bit bigger. Like, I can try and put Mikey maybe down in here, and he's just too big. He's not fitting anywhere on this. But as a backdrop, as a cool display on your shelf, this looks really cool. I think they do fit because these are really colorful and they just really awesome looking figures. And I think they look great with this Technodrome. So if you're curious how the Technodrome looks with these turtles, looks awesome. Now, I did show off the Super 7 Ultimates turtles, but what about Krang? Here is a Krang with the Technodrome. And he looks cool. Let's get him over here in his little area. Now, of course, he does not have the hole on the bottom of him. So you cannot put him up here, but you can set him there. And I think he looks actually pretty great with it. He is big, of course, but I think he looks cool. If you are curious about the baddies, here is Shredder. So let's have Shredder up here. Maybe he's driving the Technodrome and he doesn't really fit. Let's see. Not really. He's not working. That area up there is just way too small. So let's get Shredder over here. Wow, even that, he looks really big up there. So Shredder's up there. Let's get Rocksteady here, and let's have Rocksteady down in this area right here. All right, so Rocksteady's right there. And Bebop, let's have Bebop over here with these little controls. Let's see if he fits down in this area. Not really. As you see, he doesn't really fit too great right there. But yeah, this Technodrome set is just slightly too small for these figures. Honestly, I think this would be a great playset if you have the Super 7 reaction figures, because they're smaller and they're thinner. I think they would actually be perfect for this. I don't have any, sadly, so I can't show off what they look like. But just in my opinion, thinking of all the different toy lines out there for Ninja Turtles, I think that the reaction figures are probably best for this. I really do. I think the reaction Super 7 Turtles are probably going to be best for this. So that is my review of the Technodrome. I believe I went over all the features of this thing. If I missed something, let me know. I believe I went over everything. But this thing, the eye falls off. It's really annoying that the eye falls off that easily, but it's not the biggest deal. I mean, I got mine for $32. It was on sale for $32 on Amazon. Its original price is $80, I believe. It has gone up since then. It's like $65 right now. I just checked at the, while filming this, I did check again, and it's $65 right now. but it does seem to go on sale a lot. It does sell out, but Amazon does seem to be getting restocks of this periodically, and it does seem to go on sale a lot whenever they do get like a restock of it. So while this was $32, it's $65 now. It's probably going to get back in stock again because it says there's like one available, but it's probably going to come back in stock again. They're going to get more, and it's probably going to go on a sale again. So I wouldn't stress too much about missing out on this. And this thing is really cool. I do love it. I never had the original when I was a kid, so I can finally have one now. And this isn't like $500 if you want a original complete one. They're very expensive, and this is 30 bucks or around 60, 70, depending if you're getting this at like retail price on Amazon or not. So this is a lot cheaper. Even at retail, it's a lot cheaper than the original one. And, you know, I have a little kid that comes over to my house. This would be a fun thing for him to play with when he comes over, because he loves coming in my room and playing with my action figures. So I'll let him play with my stuff, and he can play with this, and I'm not going to freak out about it because it's, you know, the re-release. It's not the vintage one. It's not $500. So yeah, this would be great for kids. If you have a kid who is into Ninja Turtles, they like playing with Ninja Turtles, this would be a fun, cool play set for them. While the vintage Ninja Turtles and even some of the re-releases that Playmates is doing for the Ninja Turtles, they're not really going to scale too well with this. They're going to be a little bit bigger because Playmates is re-releasing the original line, and also they have their newer like articulated Ninja Turtles that look like the vintage ones. Those are even bigger than the regular Ninja Turtles, so they won't go with this at all. So that seemed weird to me. So I don't know, but either way, this would be a fun, cool play set for anybody. If you just want, or if you're a collector and you want this on your shelf just to look at it, you don't have to break the bank buying one. So this is my review. I really do love it. I'm gonna have a link to the Amazon page down in the description below. It may be sold out by the time this video goes up, but if it is sold out, don't panic. It's going to get a restock. This thing has been restocked countless times since it originally released like a year ago. So don't stress too much about missing out on this. Just make sure that if you're interested in this, that you pick it up on the next release. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Dude Retro, and I'll see y'all next time.